Petty's going to transfer to the south side. That's a horrible kick. Cameron's going to gobble it up. He's going to take his time and set sail for home. Hit it nicely to Lohman. Lohman close to the boundary line, puts it to the top of the square. Draper didn't know whether it was coming or not. He had itchy feet. He wasn't sure, but he ran in and kicked an open goal.
Big moments usually taken by this fella on the MCG. He's always at the peak of his powers here. Looking pretty anxious down there as Neil tries to create. Cameron's got speed, knocks it onto his own advantage, gets past Windsor. This could be the goal of the year.
Went pretty close, but Melbourne win on Jim's Day at the MCG.
The Brisbane Lions fancast is back in the immediate aftermath of our round 6 game against the D's at the MCG. Not often do we record straight after a game. The last time we did was after Anzac Day 2024, where we got belted by the Giants. This wasn't quite so bad. We almost pinched it, but it must be said the D's played pretty good footy and probably deserved to win that match. In the end, it's JB and Patrick back again for another week with scrumpled up face because he hates what I just said. But it is all thanks to Hop On Brewery Tours, Chris Marketing, and EB by Hiker. Hey, if you like what we do, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us. And if you really like what we do and you're in the position to spare a few bucks, we would really, really appreciate any sort of contribution you can give us. All the links available at brisbanelionsfancast.com.au website. Our tip jar is there. We got shirts for sale. Help us keep the lights on and keep the podcast going because, look, we're doing it each and every week despite the results, and that was not a good one, was it? Not only did we lose, we got 3 injuries to come away with it as well. Huzzah.
Yeah, 3 injuries. How good. And, funnily enough, doing some stuff today, turn on the Richmond and North Melbourne game, and they're down to 2 on the bench, and it's like, well, if they had a sub rule, they'd only be 1 player down. Because the opposition would have 4, they would have 2, and then would bring their sub on and have 3, and it would be a much more even affair. But as it is, the cosmic stupidity and intervention of the AFL ensures a 3-player advantage. So good for them. Yes, that's my initial assessment to that injury chit-chat, which is nay good. I'll be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of Melbourne, and I had not a lot of idea who most of those people running around on the field were, with the exception of Max Gawn and probably
Cosy
someone
Pickett
else.
Who tore us up. Bailey Fritsch played a really good game. Van Rooyen was good today. Yeah, They have been good. Like, obviously, they took it to the Suns a couple of weeks ago. They've beaten some good teams. Obviously, they got towed up by Freo and they lost to Essendon last week as well. It's just a real shame on Lachie Neale's 300th, Josh Dunkley's 200th, Logan's 50th. We couldn't seem to lift. As I said, we almost pinched it in the end there, but credit to the D's. They played a good brand of footy. They got the ball moving forward. It was very chaotic, and we just could not seem to defend that transition, which was probably the most worrying thing about the whole day, is just the amount of numbers they had out, seemingly just unaccounted for, and their ability to transition the ball with not too many Lions players with insight. Skill execution was pretty bad at times too.
I think that's sort of the nature of the way that kind of football is now. It's a lot faster, but that is the case. Our predicted ins and outs were the one that happened. Answorth in, Zorko out.
And then another little late surprise just before the game with 40 out and ZZ coming in. We will talk about the ruck
I think that
battle.
made a big difference, on the whole. But unfortunately, that Fort was. There was an eagle-eyed Discord member that said Zach Kostelski wasn't playing in the VFL, and to keep an eye out for that. And
okay.
Lo and behold, so good little pickup there. And Yeah, I mean, Melbourne probably made some changes, but I don't really, as I said, don't really know too many of their players, which is entirely ignorant on my behalf.
Well, they had a couple of debutants. They had, I think Max Heath was his first game, and Xavier Taylor, their first games. Matthew Jefferson came in, so did Bailey Laurie. They had some experience go out, like Tom McDonald out, Melksham out, Salem out, Xavier Lindsay, who's a good young player as well, also out. So they had a few changes and a very young team, but just the plays that you do know, like Myercheck, really stood up. That goal from the boundary line was pretty good.
Always gonna kick it. Myercheck, it's unbelievable. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the first quarter, like we started pretty. It was goal for goal, but I thought we started pretty brightly. Gave away a couple of easy ones to them, really. What was your kind of take on the first? First off, Fox, the duality, the give and take of Fox was that we were blessed with Matt Hill and Corbin Middlemass, and then taken away by having Jared Healy. So
and I know everyone's a Matt Hill fan. I'm not quite there. If he says bunt one more time, I'm gonna lose it. He just kept using the word bunt, bunts it forward, a little bunt. Just like, come on, mate.
What, I picked that up once, and I was like, hold on a second, a bunt. Like, isn't that one of those, like, when you have a baseball bat and you sort of just like, to try and get to, okay. Me baseball.
Jared Healy seems to think we're like a really good handballing team. I don't know where that narrative came from.
He said some absolutely insane things throughout this game. He seems to think Lockie Neal is left-handed. Did you hear that?
Yeah, have you watched Lockie Neal handball ball? Never handballs on his right hand. Like that was true. I noticed that. I got that pointed out to me a few years ago, and I've been watching it ever since. Does not handball on his right hand. But the fact that he said I can't remember who he asked. He goes, "Oh, do you think you've ever seen a better handballing team than the Brisbane Lions? Like we're like famously a kick mark team, like."
Well, if we're the best handball team, we're miles best. These metrics. He doesn't understand the point of a mid block, which is kind of funny. He's sort of saying like, why aren't they pressuring the kicker and keeping the ball inside 50? It's like, because they're letting us get up the ground so that there's not space in behind, and it worked. So maybe just either put a little bit more emphasis on researching the game and styles of play, and not just be like, I'm old and could handball on both sides of my body in the 90s. So you need more. People need more from analysis these days. And that's where I think there's a drop-off on certain individuals. Your mate, David King, tries to do it. Doesn't do a great job of it. Corns is the best at actually analysing the game in a modern sense, in my opinion. And, Gary Lyon is not good. Dunstall does his best because he kind of brings the positivity and the love for football. And Jared Healy is awful and has been awful for the better part of 3 decades. What the hell is going on back there?
Cat just having a scratch, mate.
Good for him.
Look, commentary aside, it was a pretty ugly game for most of it. I'm not going to say we were lucky to be ahead at halftime, because I thought we'd actually done enough in that second quarter to do pretty well. But then, Melbourne really just hit their straps in the third quarter with that 6-2 term, and then held on. It was sort of goal for goal. We'd get one, and then you look at the time, and like that last quarter seemed to just last forever, because every now and then you'd look at the time, you'd look at the score and be like, we're 1, 2, 3 goals down, but there's still 10 minutes left. Like, there's time for us to do it, and that's, as I said, what we almost did. But just there. We
probably should have, in all honesty. And there was, I thought on the whole throughout the day, the umpiring was pretty horrible. It was pretty turgid. The amount of, I'm looking at it one way, right? So I understand that there's a one-eyedness of it, but the amount of holding the balls and throws and things not paid from centre clearance was remarkable. How many missed free kicks there were. And I'm sure it probably was some for one, some for the other one, but just the ball bundling out in a tackle, and it seemed really stifling, particularly because we were doing really well out of clearance and we were not getting reward for effort at certain times in the game. But there were some really big moments that went against us in the third quarter. The second quarter, we just sort of turned it on for the last couple of minutes, really, and got ahead. And I thought we were pretty good value. Like, I didn't think it was a bad watch. There were some really good plays. There were equally some not. But, yeah, I think that's kind of just the way the game is trending a little bit. It's not going to be total control all the time, and you need to maximize your moments. Melbourne did in the third quarter, but we bloody had opportunities in that period to stop the rot, as Dwayne would say. So, and we kind of did, but it wasn't enough.
We just did almost enough. Like, I mean, clearly, and the scoreboard reflects that we just did almost enough, and then, as you said, just Melbourne just took their opportunities. Cade Chandler with some pretty clutch goals in that last term. You know,
he's a good player, Cade Chandler.
He's a good player. I really like Cade Chandler. You know, Fritz
shocker. That's a shocker.
I know.
A little running fella that plays above his height, you know, and good skills. Of course, you like him because it's you.
Fritz annoyingly had a very good game. And if it wasn't for Harrison Petty gifting us 2 goals as well, it could have been a lot worse. So, yeah, as it was,
could also have been a lot better though. You know, could have been a lot better because, you know, to go into specifics, Cozzy Pickett tripped Bailey 100%. That's not a tackle that slides; it's a trip, because you can't tackle someone and then grab their legs on the ground. Like, you can't be like, well, I tackled him and then I fell down and then I made sure I grabbed his legs. That's not how that works. And that is either 1 or 6 points, depending on how you find Bailey on that. He
had a stinker today, Bailey. So
Bailey wasn't good.
I'm not backing him in based on his form today.
Yeah, but it's still at least 1 behind, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I think the decision to review the Logan Morris mark on the goal line when he's there to kick the goal, when they let, you know, say what you want about playing on in front of the mark, they let Melbourne players do it quite a lot throughout this game. And just let the play run and then review it.
Yeah.
So, and then the worst one of all was there was, you know, clear as day on the wing. There was holding the ball that was not paid. It was just another one where the ball's in hands and shuffles out the top of a tackle and then gets sent into the goal square. And McCluggage got called a block on whoever the hell it was. And it's just like, okay, cool. Between the 3 of those, that's 12 to 17 points of swing. And that's the game. Yeah. So, and I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure there's things the other way, but I don't care about the ones that Melbourne got. So,
I mean, the loss is annoying as it is, but equally as annoying, if not more annoying. Ainsworth out with another head knock is no good. He's just come back.
That was piss poor by Cozzy. And he's got form. He's absolutely got form.
He's a grub. He has been a grub for a very long time. And then probably the worst thing he did today that I found, you know, the trip and then the knockout. But
getting in Harris Andrews' face.
Getting
on the
in
ground.
Harris Andrews' face, like pull your
why?
Pull your
why?
head.
Like what's
no?
You're playing in the Jim Steins game.
Yeah.
At the guy that won the Jim Steins award last, like, where's your head at? You know, I did like that. I mean, you don't follow on in the Discord during the game, but the violin was copping a lot of heat and a lot of fun, a lot of joviality. There were a lot of gifs of different Irish dancers of different caliber and that sort of a thing. So it was a good time. And
really, I mean, by the end of it, I was done with it.
Yeah, of course. But I think I said it, you know, it is proportionate in making me hate the fact that they're scoring because I have to listen to this. So it's doing its job to kind of like Pavlov's bell me into not liking this. The Green Sox were good. Melbourne have too much shit on their jerseys. They're like bumper stickers all the time. Like, I really feel like the AFL's getting a bit towards critical mass of NASCAR, kind of
Selling real estate on jerseys, yeah.
Yeah, like they should bring in. So I don't know. The English Premier League has basically a rule where you're allowed one sponsor on the front and one sponsor on the shoulder, and that's all. And I would quite like the AFL to show a bit of class and bring in, maybe have one sponsor and one on the back. But having 5 is just stupid, but it means less money. And what do the AFL love?
Optics and money.
Optics?
Yeah.
You out of your fucking mind, son? They love money. They hate optics.
Wow. Yeah, after this week, who knows what they like, actually. The whole...
But, yeah, the Green Sox were good. There was funny, the Xavier, the first game dude, looked like he was running in carrots, which I thought was quite neat. But, yeah, good for that. And I'm sure that it wasn't by coincidence that they chose to have the game playing against Chris Fagan's Lions. So it was a good occasion, and it was a game worthy of it. I just think we probably should have won, and wouldn't say we were cheated, but really, how much were they paying the umpires, really?
Hey, you can't be saying that.
Sue me. I don't care.
We had a couple of players that were pretty down on form. McCluggage is clearly still working his way back from that calf. I thought he was good last week against North, albeit on limited minutes. Today, he did look a little bit slow out there. As I said, Bailey, that was probably one of his worst games. Rayner's struggling to work his way into the season, coming off those troublesome groins. Ty Gallup was really good today. I thought Bruce was really good today. Kitty was good. It was probably Fletcher's best game as well for the year. So he's had a bit of a slow start, but he was really good across the day. Just need a few more to lift, but that's sort of...
Astroff was good. He just made one mistake or two mistakes that really cost. The willingness. Had he been running and Chandler been following him, I think that he would have outrun Chandler. But the other way around, the defensive running is always going to be a stick in my neck, foot. I don't know what that expression is. Doesn't really matter. Harris was really good.
Motty was really good as well.
Wilmot was good, but at the same time, this season he's made some really poor decisions on the field. And for a player that I said, I don't think he ever makes a bad decision. How good? Chucky
was good. Link was good. Oscar had another good game. Yeah. Lomo was good.
And
so.
I thought Draper huffed and puffed and was okay.
I thought he was good. Task. I thought, you coming up against certainly the best ruckman in the competition, but, one of the best players. He's been, highest rated on the ground for the first 4 or 5 games for Melbourne, or close to.
It loads me to say, but, would we really not put Max Gawn as the best ruckman that's ever played? Like...
he's in the conversation, for sure.
I know Cox was good, but it was a different sort of game back when Cox was rucking.
Everyone... I didn't see Simon Madden play footy, but he is like the guy that people put up there. And, Nick Naitanui on his day was amazing, but just couldn't string together enough consistent footy. But yeah, Max Gawn's certainly in the conversation.
Yeah, I think it's if he was in your greatest team ever as a ruckman, no one would bat an eyelid, unless maybe absolutely. You were like actually Nick Naitanui, but he also would be like, sweet, I don't care, I'm on the bench.
Gallup's looking good down there.
Yeah, he played on Mycheck for a lot of the game, and Mycheck did hit the scoreboard and got away from him at times, but his intercept and his contest work is just really good. It's hard, he doesn't look like he's played 4 games down back. He looks like he's played a season or 2, however many. Yeah, he looks like this is the start of his second season and he's playing down back, and he's always played down back. So I think that is good. Did you hear Fagan's comments about Eric Hipwood during the week?
I didn't actually.
We might even have talked about them last episode about him potentially operating as a swing man, saying that he's sort of, I think he's bulked up a little bit as well, and he's sort of, they're not sure basically where he's going to play when he comes back, which, I'm all for it because I don't know, I remember a time when we had like Lepic would go forward and come back, and Bradshaw would go forward and come back, and Chris Johnson would play back pocket but end up in the goal square at the other end, and Darryl White would swing, and so it's fun. So do it more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's certainly going to be room by the time that he makes his way back into the team, but he needs match fitness. He needs to have some sort of pre-season, if you will, as well, which I guess what he's starting to do now. I think he's started to run and train with the main group. So, but yeah, he's still a while away. So,
absolutely. Berry went down early, and he looked great in the first quarter. I hate seeing Berry in pain, so didn't like that. Yeah, I think we should have won, and we didn't. And Melbourne took their opportunities, and they got a little bit of help along the way. So, fuck them.
Fair shout. All right, do you want to do some hoponbrewerytours.com.au votes?
Check out the best breweries across Brisbane and the Gold Coast with Hop On Brewery Tours. Book a half or full day tour at hoponbrewerytours.com.au.
Need to think about this for a touch.
Okay, well, while you do that, I'm going to tell people that if you want to experience some of the best breweries across the Gold Coast and Brisbane and find out just what goes into the brewing process, and you get to sample some of the best beers in Queensland, then book yourself a tour at hoponbrewerytours.com.au. My votes, I'm giving Harris the 3. I thought he, aside from getting sat on by Van Rooyen at the end there, he had a great game. Lachie Neale battled all day in his 300th, despite having a bit of a scare as well at halftime. I'm giving him the 2. And for the third week in a row, I'm giving Sam Draper 1 vote. I thought he did a more than admirable job against Max Gawn today. I thought he was very good. Hit the scoreboard again. Obviously set up that Kai Lohmann goal. Morris, unlucky to miss out. Reville, I thought, was unlucky to miss out. Fletcher started well but faded. I had him sort of thereabouts for portions of the game. And Kitty, again, probably had a really good game and probably could have pinched a vote.
Yeah, there were a few. I've gone a slightly different route. I've gone Charlie Cameron with 3. He just looks a freer person, and he's popping up around the ground, and he's impacting in different ways, and he's probably worth that 3 votes across, some games.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I will give Harris 2 because it's Harris, and I'm gonna give Bruce 1 because he looks like everyone else is in slow motion when he gets the ball. Sometimes, like more often than not, he'll just get the ball, and you're like, "Oh, there's a bit of pressure here," and he just goes he just stops, and everyone runs past him, and he just sort of. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, if he had to finish his work off in front of goal today, it would have been a very good game. And look, who knows just how bad that ankle is, because he was looking sore, came back on, and then went back off with that sore ankle as well. So fingers crossed it's nothing too bad, and it's only maybe a week or 2. But yeah, just mounting up, aren't they, those injuries?
Yeah, I mean, we got players to come in. You would be. Surely Marshall will come in for Berry, running winger. Well, we've said that before, but...
Yeah. The Twos had a big win today against Casey, so they won by 38 points. I think that's maybe their first win of the season, so I could be wrong there. But yeah, Marshall, a really good game, 28 touches, 6 clearances. Dara Joyce with 33 touches, if you don't mind, leading all comers on the ground and a clearance. So, hello, Dara.
Was it? Did he just get it out of a defensive 50 stoppage or something like?
Reece Torrent was really good, 30 and 2, 5 clearances for him as well. Beacon had a good game. Connor McKenna and Will Mack both kicked 4 each, so they've had a good day in front of the sticks. Jimmy Tunstall fairly quiet. Tom Duday fairly quiet. Cody Curtin had a good game as well. Good game in the ruck, 26 hit-outs, hit the scoreboard as well. So, yeah, there's a couple of names to consider. But, as you said, Sam Marshall, he just has to come in. He he's been playing very, very well in the VFL. So, if there is going to be 2 or 3 changes, he has to be one of them.
So who are we looking at going out? Did Ainsworth actually get ruled out with a HIA, or did he just get told he had to come off the field, and then because that it was a 15-minute?
You're not sure, and I haven't watched because we're recording straight after the game, haven't watched the post-match presser, so by the time people hear this, they will probably know a little bit more than us, but at this stage, and considering he's just come back from a head knock, I think they're going to be cautious regardless.
Yeah, and it was, pathetic by Pickett. I didn't think Myercheck knew anything about it, and hopefully, Myercheck looked relatively aggrieved by it. And also a weird one with Petty going down. Like in that sort of a weird way, like we earlier on in the round, the Arc pulled one of the Essendon blokes off the field.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was off in quite a pivotal point in time against Gold Coast. And then you've got sort of Wizard Watson getting absolutely poleaxed in the brains and leaving him on. So they need to clear up when they're allowing players to come, on and off the field. Also, what the hell is going on with like them using the Arc to check touched out of bounds calls and stuff? Like what?
Well,
they've lost. They don't understand what rule they're trying to use if they're doing that, because how can you use this to speed the game up and then add in Arc breaks for fucking throw-ins?
Well, because it came after that Adelaide Geelong mishap where Adelaide got robbed of a free kick. Because it came, I can't remember who, Atkins, and then so now they don't want. They want to avoid that sort of gear again. They got the idea
of the rule wrong, because we talked about it. I asked you this question, a few weeks ago. I said, like, have they got the implementation of the rule incorrect, because they're not doing it the way the SANFL do it, where if it's a contentious call, you throw it in. Like, it's not last foot. I don't know. And then you got like Zach Butters both digging in, that foot guy. Like, I'm not calling for people to give him a hard time, but seriously, give him a hard time.
Well, he has been getting a hard time, so.
What's he been umpiring?
Sorry?
Who has he umpired this round?
He got this Suns Essendon game this week.
Oh, cool. How'd that go for him?
I don't know. I didn't watch a second of that. And I reckon it'll be a minute before he gets a Port Adelaide game again, that's for sure.
I saw, and I don't like bringing up these like meme type things, but I did see a really funny, his little screenshot of his direct messages from Instagram, and it was basically just like, screw you, screw you, screw you, screw you. Good job on this thing, screw you, screw you, screw you. And the top comment was, you win some, you lose more. And I thought that was absolutely creme de la creme of that kind of humor, which I'm here for. But yeah, that was pathetic, and the that it had to go that far was insane. And you got two people, you got no audio. It wouldn't stand up in a court of law. And then simultaneously, you've got the thing happening with the St Kilda bloke in the reserves, and it's like, yeah, look, if you've got form, maybe just don't say the word maggot if that's what you said, just in case.
Yep.
Don't say that. Pick another word. It's really not that hard. But yeah, the idea that you've got two people saying one and one a Brownlow medalist in one case, and they've gone with one, and then two people saying one, and it's
farcical.
It is an absolute farce, and it's what are we doing here? Because all that shows, particularly with the St Kilda one, is if you're a really good liar or you're willing to go the distance with something, you can get someone rubbed out for a very long time in a very pivotal part of a season. It would be possible. And I think that is like... And then what stage are we getting to here? Does every player have to wear a microphone so that they can prove what they said or didn't say? And then it's like, actually, we live in Big Brother and it's football? Like...
I hope we don't get to that point.
No, but if I was playing, I would take precautions to enable that some kind of nonsense like that didn't happen. speaking of nonsense, so I just want to make a little thing. Last week, I uttered the phrase, "That's part of that Fitzroy nonsense," talking about the fixturing of games. I just need to talk, and I want to apologise for how that came off, because I was not saying that Fitzroy were nonsense or anything of the sorts. I was talking about the fixturing of like Fitzroy games in Melbourne post the merge and how that became nonsense at the closure of Waverley and the clauses and all the legalities around that. So I'm sorry if it came off that way. That's not what I meant. I meant that it was nonsense that they do everything that they can to take games away from Fitzroy fans. And as someone that lives in Victoria and has been a Victorian member, like I'm not going to shit on the Fitzroy heritage at all. Like it's so sorry if it came off that way. Nonsense is a word that I use to describe many things. And the AFL is pure nonsense.
It certainly has its nonsensical moments, and it's had a few of those lately too. All right, no time for questions this week, thanks to Chris Marketing, because we are coming straight from the game.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Thanks to Chris Marketing. On the coverage, they talked about two players in the Lions team, Coleman and McCarthy, who played in grand finals and haven't won a premiership. There are 5 Brisbane Lions across the 7 grand finals that have not won a flag. Can you name the other 3? I've already forgotten one of them, so I have to check again.
No, because they'd be from 2004, wouldn't they? It'd be like... Is there any others from 23?
Yes.
Who played in 23 that didn't play after the fact?
I love watching you sweat for a change.
I know, this is no bueno.
Now you know how it feels.
Gunston didn't play. Did Gunston play in that game? No, he didn't.
No.
Dev Rob.
Dev Rob is one.
JL.
JL is one. And now you're on to 2004. There's one player in 2004.
Oh. Copeland?
Copeland played in 2001.
No,
and
it'd
2003.
It'd be some bootlegger, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, calling someone a bootlicker that played in the grand final is pretty harsh, and it's the sort of thing that I would get slammed for. So he wore the number 25.
25.
And it wasn't Brendan Favola.
Oh, geez, we're going back here. Nah. No, we'll be here forever.
Dylan McLaren.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Yep. So just wanted to do that because I needed to, make myself feel like a big man.
Fair enough. And speaking of Dev Rob, how, and pardon the pun, devastating to learn that he... That's a man that didn't pardon the pun. He won't be playing for the rest of the year, and I don't think he'll miss any footy next year, but that sucks that he's blown his knee out. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not good, and it's on brand with us. So, not to make it all about us, but So yeah, it's not good, and he had a pretty good start. He got suspended as well, but that was sort of a bit of a horrible one. He got pushed into a contest.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Love that.
All right. No questions, but also thanks to Chris Marketing, I've got a game for you today.
Oh, you've got a game. So I tried to get ahead of you, and so can I play a game first, which is how cooked are the dogs?
Oh, speaking of things going from bad to worse, not only do you get shown up by the Cats, but Sam Darcy with a knee and Libba with a concussion, and even Bont looked a bit proppy as well. Not a good day for the Dogs. They'll be back. Don't worry about them. But
will they, though?
Yeah, of course they will.
This year. Not this year. Not a chance.
I don't think, obviously losing Sam Darcy is a big one, but I don't think that's going to...
They won't finish in the top 4.
Well, they never do.
They don't finish in the top 8.
Crisp Marketing are your outsourced marketing managers. From social media and newsletters to design and websites, they handle it all, so you can stay focused on your business. crispcoms.co.
All right, give me a number between 1 and 9.
6.
6? All right, give me 6 players that played for the Brisbane Lions and for Melbourne. Now, I am getting rid of Fabian Francis and Marcus Seekamp. Just in case you were thinking about saying those two. So that brings the total to 11, but this is strictly Brisbane Lions and Melbourne Footy Club. So you've gone for 6. That should be reasonably achievable.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Full cream Fullerton.
Yep.
Josh Shackey.
Ding.
Harry Sharp.
Yep.
Travis Johnston.
Yep.
Brett Maloney.
One more, please.
Steph Martin.
There you go. Can you get the remaining 3?
Remaining 3, hey?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot what I've already said because I've had that many concussions myself. Mitch Clark.
Yep.
Did Leuenberger play for Melbourne?
No, he went to Essendon. So you've got a club favourite who won 4 flags.
Oh, Pikey.
And another one from the...
He played with them with hair, so it's not the same person. Like,
a mid to late 2000s underrated general defender who's gone on to make a lot of money doing other things.
It's not Mitch Robinson and Reece Matheson.
No, they're losing their money now.
Yeah,
breaking the law.
General defender that went on to make a lot of money. It's not like Joel Patfull or something, is it?
Oh, I thought you were going to get it there. It is a Joel.
Joel McLaren. Joel.
You're so agonisingly close.
Joel McDonald?
Yes, ding.
Who the hell is Joel McDonald? I can't remember Joel McDonald, but I also can entirely remember him.
Yeah. He's Joel Patfull type, I suppose, yeah. Sort of not necessarily key position defender, like a Froggy style. Went on to play reasonably good footy at Melbourne. Retired after,
you just reminded me about that 50-metre penalty that Frog gave away. That was absolute garbage. That's another 6 points. Fritsch would have missed that, so, you just made me angry again. Now I'm hearing violins in my head. Got the Irish flag and the Cote d'Ivoire flag mixed up in my brain. Got no idea what's going on.
All right, well, let's move on to happier things and look at the tipping things. EB by Hiker.
EB by Hiker is your home for away games. Live footy on the big screen, good beers, good food, good vibes. 65 Manila Street, East Brisbane.
Don't forget to book your game day packages at ebbyhiker.com.au. Weekly winners get 300 waypoints, and of course, if you do win the overall Brisbane Lions Fancast tipping, you will win a grand final watch party worth $790, which is absolutely elite.
I nearly got the waypoint. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, you nearly did. Use the code LionsFancast26 when you're booking those game day packages. It'll cost you $70, 3 hours of drinks, and a main meal from the kitchen as well. All right, play on.
Sorry, EB by Hiker. It just went on for a very long time, and I understand that, but I want to talk about myself. How'd Carlton go for you, mate?
Almost good.
But not good because they're Carlton, right?
No, not good because they're Carlton.
I was off the margin by 1. I tipped Collingwood by 4. And then I checked like a smug bastard and went, I'm going to be top of the pops here. I think 3 people tipped the margin.
Wow.
Do you know how annoyed that makes me? Very is the answer. And do you also know what is annoying? Is that I poured my heart out last week and said, I'm never tipped a perfect round. And the Lions have stopped me from doing that. Just like they got me knocked out of the gauntlet last year in the same fixture against Melbourne.
I mean, you never know. West Coast might pull something out here as well with a quarter left in the derby.
They're not putting on 38 points in the last quarter. Unless Dev Rob comes out in like a wheelchair that's mechanized and he puts the ball in the like compartment and no one can tackle him.
Okay, I don't see that one happening.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen.
All right, let's look at round 7 then. Ooh, Dogs and Swans at Marvel.
Hold on.
Swans.
How did you go in last round?
Yeah, I missed out on Carlton and Brisbane, so I got 6. 7 if Freo win.
Freo are going to win.
Which they will. I'm going Swans by 5 goals here.
I did Swans by 30.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
I feel like when we're on the same page, it's not good.
Melbourne are going to beat the Tigers and Anzac Day Eve.
Yeah, at the MCG, they just can't not win there. Hawkies and Suns at Utas.
Hawthorn's looking good.
They are, but the Suns should win that.
No, I'm backing the Hawks in there.
I'm going to go the Suns. Suns are
Okay. I mean, I hope the Suns do. I like the Suns, but I don't see them beating the Hawks. The Hawks are looking dangerous at the moment, and I mean, the Suns, they've lost a couple, and Essendon pushed them.
Yeah. Essendon might have clicked, though, which is going to lead to the next tip. What do you got?
The Pies.
You're going the Pies. You're so boring, man. What do you love? Nick Dacos and David King and all of them? You're just a media man. True and true. I think I'm going to tentatively tip the Bombers.
Sure.
But I might revisit that when I
Cats
think
and
about
Port at Adelaide.
Cats. DBJ is not happening this time. Well, I mean, that was against Hawthorn. Whatever.
Freo and Carlton. I'm never tipping Carlton again. Fuck them.
Correct. That is the correct. Also, Port Adelaide should have beaten Hawthorn as well this week. They absolutely botched it. The St Kilda game last night. Who did St Kilda play?
Adelaide.
Yeah, they were both trying to throw that game too. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yes, I'm tipping us, and I will tip Manuka Oval. I cannot get a read on GWS, so I'm just going to tip them because they're the home team. And I'm lame.
Yeah, they got a couple of players coming back. Yeah, Crows at the Gabba. Same time slot, 3:15 on a Sunday. We'll have a few changes. I would imagine. Look, I'm not going to profess to know exactly what's going on with Jordan Dawson, but I would imagine he comes back in. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't want to speak on that.
Yeah,
but
and fair shout. I mean, you know how much I love Jordan Dawson, and like I like every footy fan, everyone's heart is breaking for that family at the moment with what's going on. So I would imagine we're going to prepare for him to play regardless. But if he doesn't play, I don't think anyone's going to be completely shocked either. So yeah, just heartbreaking stuff. What's going on with those guys?
Yeah, not good. So who is going to be out for us? It'll be Berry, possibly Ainsworth, possibly Bruce.
Yeah.
Right. Dear oh dear. That's
tough,
less
isn't
than
it?
ideal, isn't it? And then probably
so Marshall
Ford
Marshall's one. Fort and ZZ is a swap as well. Jimmy Tunstall probably makes his way into the team.
Yeah. Have we got anyone else?
Your other options are, I mean, Connor McKenna and Will Mack both played pretty well. There might be some shuffling. Like, as we know, Link played down back in the off season, so maybe we bring in Will McLaughlin and Link plays down back. Shattered Brain's another one who is always putting his hand up as a sort of general defender, lockdown type. And we're going to need him against Rochelle, Keys, and Rankin.
I would like to see Brain come in if Ainsworth is out with a concussion.
Yeah.
But it's hard to know, and I think I mean, selection, they generally don't get it very wrong very often. So, how schmick did Answorth's haircut look? Goodness me, it was a good cut. Good do.
It's a haircut you can set your watch to.
Sorry?
It's a haircut you can set your watch to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to be... I don't know. The Crows, obviously, huge last year. Got a great list. They haven't necessarily been performing that well this year so far.
They've got some pretty key areas where they're missing players like Curtin and not Curtis. I should call him Curtis because he's from Adelaide. Curtin missing, and that like Fogarty's been out for a bit.
Yeah, he's probably in the frame to come back in, I would imagine.
Oh, goody, just in time. Have him play on the prototype, and then we'll just have like two human mounds of flesh knocking on each other. One for the ages.
Got Phil Thorpe. Tex just keeps doing Tex things.
Yeah, and Rochelli's kind of pushing more into the midfield. He's a good player. He went missing completely in the fourth quarter last week. Miller at down back's really good. Laird's back, which I think is good because I don't rate him. So that one, wait for him to have a blinder. That's all we need. Their ruck situation, because Rory O'Brien's not really playing much, is he? They've got some other dude that's running around doing stuff.
Yeah, Rory O'Brien.
What did I say? What do they call him?
You called him Rory O'Brien.
Oh, what's his name?
Not Rory.
Isn't it?
No.
Who's their ruckman? The kind of one that's a bit like Big O?
Yeah. It's I know his like nickname is Rob because it's something O'Brien, but it's not Rory. But now for some reason I can't think of it. It's not Rob either. God,
Rob Christofferson, Chris Christofferson going on here. I don't know about this. I think Rory. I'm very confused here because there is a. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. We might have to cut some of this out.
Riley O'Brien.
There was a Rory O'Brien that played football.
Maybe.
No, there was, because I googled Rory O'Brien and it said Australian rules football player.
Sure. They've also got that Finbar Maley that's been playing for them as well while Fogarty's out. I don't know that Cal Archie will be back for this one. They got Peatling, who's such an annoying... I really can't stand him, hey.
Yeah,
and then that Braden Cook played very well on the weekend as well.
He's got flowing long hair. It's too unruly for you. He does love a duck. Zach Bailey will be on audition, so he better bring his best game, tipping him to kick 8 goals. Put that in your multis.
McAndrew is the bloke that's fracking for them at the moment.
Right. Did you say Mick Andrew or Mac Andrew?
I think his name's Lockie McAndrew. Yeah, Lachlan McAndrew.
Another McAndrew.
Mm.
And he's also gigantic.
Yes.
When do Adelaide play the Suns? McAndrew on Mac Andrew?
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun. That's going to be an absolute conniption for anyone trying to commentate that, and I love it. It's good. Yeah, I think Adelaide are teething. Yep. You've got a child, you know what that means more than I actually do, but I'm just going to throw that out there and say they're trying to find their style because their style is a bit all over the place and they're not playing very well. But I still think, I feel like the game of Australian rules football is in a bit of flux at the moment. There's a bit changing. So, and we're noticing it with more injuries. There's an extended bench. We've had injuries, but we haven't had this many kind of soft tissue injuries and things like that are kind of weird in that sort of a way. So, yeah, game's gone.
Yeah, if all else fails, game's gone is a good one.
Yeah. This is going to be my go-to for the middling part of the season, the dreary winter months.
All right, well, 3:15 at the Gabba, taking on the Crows. First home game in a while since Easter Thursday, the Collingwood game, so it's been a minute. But be good to get back to the Gabba, and hopefully we can get back on the winners list as well.
Hopefully. Is there any book chat this week?
Yeah, Chook Chat. Big win for the over 35s on Saturday. Hot day. So I felt bad for the over 45s who had to play at midday.
I did think that the time of day was insane because I know you might be carrying a bit of extra weight in the older leagues, but it's not water weight.
Oh no, they were well and truly up against it in midday. But the 35's got a big win. I think we beat Coomera by 10-ish goals. So it was a really great day.
Not as big as your first win.
No, not as big, but much tougher game as well. Coomera were good, and they didn't have a bench. Thankfully for us, if they did, it would have been a lot closer because their midfield was very, very good. So a good win for the Chooks. I kicked 4-1, in case anyone's wondering. And that
so how many goals is that for the season?
6-1, and that one is pissing me right off.
Wow, how bad are we talking?
Just quick hack off the deck, like basically in the square, and it just sprayed. It was it's giving me the shits.
Did you actually have more time than you thought you had?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's panic. Panic sets in when you're in that situation as a small forward, and you got to. And where was it on the? What did you kick, or was it the first? Was it the last?
No. So I'd kicked 3 by then. So
you should have known better, basically.
Yeah, I should have.
Okay, just as long as you know that and you sleep on that, and then you come back a better player.
Yeah, won't be doing that again. That's for sure.
I will be your taskmaster this year because I think it's funny, and I'm at no place to throw stones, given I've been retired from sport by both of my mother figures. So, yep, that's my
good day,
deal.
Really good day.
Good day.
So, I'm not sure. I think the next game is 2nd of May, and I think that one's at Mount Gravatt. So stay tuned for more Chook Chat next week as well.
That's a like southern inner southern derby, you know.
Yeah, at least it's not too far to travel.
Yeah, well, I mean that's probably why Coomera had no bench.
Yeah, I think that probably did play a part of it.
No comment.
All right, well, yeah, no good. 2-point loss to the D's. Let's get back and beat the Crows.
Yeah, shout out to Lachie Neale losing his first milestone game too. Happens to the best.
Yeah, that's a pisser.
But at the same time, he and Dunkley didn't look too worried. Like, it's sort of. I just think back to what Ryan Lester said a few weeks ago in the rooms. It's just like we just look to be in a okay position in the middle of the year and then build towards the end. And you can tell that with the kind of condition of some of the players. Like, some of them, Dunkley still looked a little bit. He put himself about for sure. Rayner's looking a touch heavy, and a few players just are lacking a little bit of run. But it'll come good in the back half of the season. Mark my words.
I've got no reason to not have trust in this team, despite the fact that I've lost it plenty of times over the years. I'm not doing it again.
We've got to regain your trust in the game because, it comes across, you're like, that was a terrible game to watch. It's like, it's just the way football is. You got to ride it out. Sometimes the games are not great. And I think when you're watching with a vested interest, you can focus on the errors, and then you can look at, say whichever other close games. Saturday's games were awesome. Yeah. But at the same time, there was a lot of absolutely peanutting about by certain, skill-wise. So, I think there's too much football and we watch all of it. And back in the day, we didn't used to watch all of it, and it will never be conclusive who has won the football. But for now, it's the Lions.